Welcome to a brand new day, but today, it feels like we're stepping into the very old. Quite literally. Because I'm in Tanzania, home of the Hadzabe, one of the last tribes on Earth still living the way their ancestors did thousands of years ago. As the first light breaks over the savannah, the air is already charged with the energy of survival. For the Hadzabe, every day is a challenge, a journey to find food, a continuation of an ancient way of life that has existed for 40,000, 50,000 years. Today, we'll follow them, from preparing their handmade weapons to gathering around the fire for a communal meal. They don't just hunt, they preserve a living heritage. So, let's see how these ancient hunters get ready to start their day. At dawn, the men and young boys gather their gear. Hunting is not a solitary task, even the children participate. Hadzabe boys begin learning to hunt from a very young age. A 6-year-old might already be holding a miniature bow, aiming at birds or small rodents. This is how skills, knowledge, and survival instincts are passed down from generation to generation, not through classrooms, but through experience in the wild. Before every hunt, the Hadzabe hunters begin with a ritual of preparation. They check their weapons carefully, wooden bows, sinew bowstrings, and most importantly, their poison arrows, tipped with a deadly extract made from the sap of the Adenium obesum tree. Their target today, baboons, intelligent, hyper-alert animals that hide high in the treetops. Yet the Hadzabe aren't intimidated. Centuries of ancestral knowledge aren't just stories passed down, they're practical skills honed through generations. The hunters read the land like an open book. They trace the subtle signs left behind by baboon troops and follow those clues with an instinct that seems almost supernatural. Until, finally, they find them. When the hunters pinpoint the exact position of their prey, the arrows begin to fly, swift, precise, and masterfully controlled. And just as expected, they prevail every time in the game they were born to master. Their catch lies before them as the group gathers in celebration, grateful to Mother Nature for the gift she has offered, not merely an animal, but the nourishment that sustains the entire tribe for the day. While the men hunt, the Hadzabe women fulfill another essential role, gathering plant-based nutrition. They are the living encyclopedias of the forest. They walk for miles, carrying digging sticks and woven baskets. They know exactly which tubers are edible, which fruits are ripe, and which roots contain precious water during the dry season. Young girls accompany their mothers, learning to identify, dig, and prepare plants from an early age. Gathering may not be as dramatic as hunting, but it is steady, reliable, and absolutely vital, providing the fundamental energy supply for the entire community. The division of labor is perfectly balanced, complementing each other in the rhythm of daily survival. Once they've collected enough for the day, the women return to the village to begin preparing the meal. The Hadzabe camps are not solid houses. Their shelters are minimalist structures, resembling giant bird nests scattered across the landscape. They are quickly built by bending flexible branches into dome-shaped frames, then covering them with grass, leaves, or sometimes animal hides. Their only purpose is to shield from rain, sun, and insects. Because their philosophy is simple: no accumulation, no attachment, living entirely in harmony with the land. This allows them to move freely with the shifting patterns of food across the savanna. When the hunters return with their game, the men immediately begin skinning and butchering, using sharp stone knives to prepare the meat for roasting. When the meat is ready, two young men perform the fire-making ritual. Using the traditional friction technique, they spin a hard stick against a softer one until a glowing ember appears. After a few minutes of effort, the flame finally ignites. Everyone then gathers around as the food is shared equally, every piece of meat, every portion of plant food distributed without distinction of age or role. Equality is at the heart of Hadzabe culture. From elders to children, everyone receives their share, ensuring the survival and unity of the entire tribe. A day spent living with the Hadzabe left me overwhelmed and deeply moved. In the modern world, we constantly chase comfort and possessions, yet here, I found an entirely different way of life. They don't just survive, they live by a philosophy of absolute sustainability. They never hunt recklessly or hoard food. They take only what they need for the day, prioritizing fully grown animals to ensure the balance of their future food sources. The Hadzabe possess little material wealth, yet they enjoy complete freedom and hold a priceless treasure of knowledge about the natural world. Watching them share even the last piece of meat with one another made me realize that absolute equality and communal bonding are their greatest riches. They are the keepers of humanity's earliest wisdom and traditions. I can only hope that their freedom and ancient wisdom will continue to thrive under the star-filled skies of Africa. Can you believe it? There are farms in the US with impressive revenue, estimated to reach tens of millions of dollars each year, all from ostrich farming. An animal originally associated with the African deserts has now become the master of a multi-million-dollar industry in the land of the free. So, how have these farmers managed to generate such huge income? Join us as we step into the world of an ostrich farm, where American farmers are diligently caring for hundreds of these magnificent birds, to uncover the answer. Spanning across hundreds of hectares, the ostrich farm is scientifically designed with various sections, ranging from breeding, egg incubation to processing, all of which operate according to a logical and modern standard procedure. In the early morning, hundreds of ostriches are released from their enclosures and stride freely across the open fields. The ostrich breed raised in the US is primarily the African ostrich, weighing between 100 to 150 kilograms. They have a significant advantage with their long, muscular legs, enabling them to run at speeds of up to 70 km/h faster than a slow-moving motorcycle. If well cared for, an ostrich can live for more than 40 years. Thanks to a comprehensive strategy that capitalizes on the meat, eggs, skin, feathers, and byproducts, along with professional management techniques, Ostrich Farm has reached annual revenues in the tens of millions of US dollars. It can be said that this is not just a simple agricultural model, but a true industry that generates immense value. When asked about the differences in ostrich care compared to other animals, the farm staff shared that these birds have a much simpler diet. Grass, grains, or vegetables, common and inexpensive foods, are enough to help an ostrich grow healthy and strong. However, with their wild instincts and a height that can reach up to 2.8 meters for male ostriches, the farmers at Ostrich Farm are forced to build sturdy fences strong enough to limit their movement. The ostrich's habit of moving quickly and nimbly makes controlling them a task that requires great patience. During the breeding season, typically from December of the previous year to August or September of the following year, the farmers must pay extra attention. Some ostriches experience difficulty while laying eggs, requiring farmers to assist by gently helping with the birth to ensure the eggs are laid smoothly without damage. The ostrich eggs are then stored at a stable temperature in specialized egg storage units before being transferred to the incubators, to prevent cracking or embryo damage. However, the economic benefits of raising ostriches are immense. On average, an ostrich can provide 30 to 50 kilograms of lean meat per year. This meat is highly valued by nutritionists for being rich in protein, low in cholesterol, and suitable for those on a diet. Despite their seemingly gentle appearance, there have been numerous occasions when the farmers at Ostrich Farm found themselves unexpectedly confronting these birds. In the wild, if an ostrich senses potential danger, its natural instinct for self-defense immediately kicks in. With legs as strong as steel, a single kick from an ostrich is powerful enough to take down a lion. Its claws, which can grow up to 10 centimeters long, can even inflict serious injuries on humans if they get too close. As a result, the farmers at Ostrich Farm undergo thorough training before they interact directly with the ostriches. The most important rule is to maintain a safe distance. They may use long sticks, shields, or auxiliary fences to guide the bird's movement when necessary. In cases where it is absolutely necessary to approach, they do so from behind or from the side, avoiding direct eye contact, as this could be interpreted as a provocative gesture by the bird. If an ostrich becomes panicked and attacks, the best course of action is to drop to the ground and protect the head, as ostriches typically do not tend to attack targets low to the ground. One of the most crucial stages in ostrich farming is egg laying and incubation. A mature female ostrich can lay between 40 to 100 eggs each year. Ostrich eggs are the largest among modern bird species, weighing between 1.2 to 1.8 kilograms, which is 20 times heavier than a chicken egg. With their strong instinct to protect their eggs, farmers must take safety precautions when collecting ostrich eggs. For example, they may install additional fencing to separate the parents, or wait until the birds leave to forage for food to collect the eggs. The eggs are then placed into modern industrial incubators, where temperature and humidity are carefully controlled to ensure a high hatch rate. Ostrich eggs are considered a valuable commodity, and can be sold for up to $50 per egg. Beyond breeding and consumption, they are used for various purposes, including as decorative items, in artistic carvings, and even for auction at special events. This is why ostrich eggs, whether they hatch or not, remain a highly marketable product. Not only focusing on breeding, Ostrich Farm also emphasizes the processing stage, which requires strict standards and high compliance. When the ostriches reach the appropriate market age, they are transported to USDA-approved slaughter facilities, where they are processed in a humane manner to minimize stress. The ostrich meat then goes through various stages, including separating the meat, skin, feathers, and internal organs, quality checks, and packaging. The entire process is closely monitored, with sterilized equipment and modern waste management systems, meeting the high standards required for export to demanding markets such as Europe and Japan. While the meat and eggs provide a steady income for American farmers, ostrich leather has become the goldmine of this industry. Ostrich leather is a premium material used in the production of luxury goods such as shoes, handbags, and high-end car interiors. A full hide can be worth up to $500. In particular, luxury brands like Prada and Hermes have used ostrich leather in their limited edition collections, significantly increasing its commercial value. the owner of Ostrich Farm himself has admitted that the revenue from ostrich leather has far exceeded their expectations, surpassing even the income from meat and eggs. In addition to breeding and processing, ostriches are also frequently the main attraction at cultural and entertainment events in the area. Ostrich Farm participates annually in ostrich racing competitions held at agricultural fairs or sports stadiums. Their goal for participating is not only to contribute to tourism revenue but also to promote their ostrich products. From processing, fashion, and cosmetics to tourism, American farmers, such as those at Ostrich Farm, have turned ostriches into a multi-million-dollar industry every year. Behind this dazzling success is a long journey of nurturing, care, risk management, and smart business strategies.
Hola! Hola! And ¿qué pasa? All right, we're gonna sing, okay? Okay. Old.
Welcome to today's video. Have you ever imagined that you could talk to a bird? This is not a science fiction story, but a reality that is happening at parrot farms. How can farmers take care of, breed, and teach parrots to speak the human language? Is it easy? Let's discover this secret in today's video. Parrots have always fascinated many people with their colorful feathers and incredible intelligence. Today, parrots are the third most popular companion animals in the United States. However, not all parrots can talk. Only a few species of parrots have this ability, such as African gray parrots, macaw parrots, and Amazon parrots. Raising parrots is not only a hobby, but has become an important economic source for many families. Parrot farms are increasingly developing, helping farmers earn millions of dollars each year. The scarcity of talking parrots further increases their economic value. Parrots that have been trained and can talk can be worth up to $4,000 or more. Parrot farms need to ensure certain requirements, such as being built in quiet, safe areas away from loud noises and stressors for the birds. Depending on the size of the farm, it can be set up indoors in a dedicated bird cage or on a private plot of land. Although kept in captivity, parrots still have wild instincts, so they need a comfortable space that resembles nature. The parrot raising space needs to have enough tools such as perches, toys, swings to stimulate the parrot's mind and body. This space must also always ensure hygiene, provide enough food, and monitor the parrot's health and behavior. One of the most important aspects of a parrot farm is breeding and producing healthy parrots. Breeding pairs will be paired separately to ensure compatibility during breeding. Some species can exhibit territorial or aggressive behavior towards certain individuals, so creating compatible pairs can improve the chances of successful mating, egg laying, and raising of young. For pairing, parrots should be given a thorough health check by a veterinarian to ensure there are no genetic or inbreeding problems. Diet is also important, including high-quality food, fresh fruits, vegetables, and occasional treats. During the breeding season, parrots need extra vitamins and minerals. Breeding parrots can suffer from a number of health problems, including respiratory infections, feather plucking, and blocked eggs in females. Regular health checks and maintaining a clean cage will help prevent and resolve these problems. After pairing, parrots are placed in a separate breeding cage. The cage should be spacious, safe, and comfortable. The nest box provides a safe space for the females to lay eggs and should be designed to be easily accessible and clean. The breeding environment should mimic the natural environment to encourage breeding behavior and provide nesting materials such as wood chips or leaves to make the nest box more attractive. When the pair shows signs of readiness, the keeper should closely monitor their behavior. A stress-free and low-disturbance environment helps parrots mate, lay eggs, and hatch successfully. In some cases, the keeper may need to use artificial incubation with proper temperature, humidity, and ventilation. When the chicks hatch, they are very fragile and need careful care. A warm, safe, and nutritious environment is essential. The chicks need a special diet and early socialization to develop positive relationships with humans. So, how do these parrots speak the human language? This process is not easy and requires a lot of time and effort. Parrots need to be bonded to their owners from a young age. The best way to encourage your parrot to talk is to choose a few short words to start with. Simple words, when spoken with enthusiasm, seem more interesting to most parrots. In addition, parrot owners also need to repeat words or phrases frequently so that the parrot learns to imitate. Parrots do not have a brain programmed like humans, so the process of training them to speak human language is not simple. Owners and parrot trainers need to be patient. When teaching parrots to speak, they often reward
how
them
about
with
some
food
animal
when
sounds?
they cooperate.
Can you do a red
Teaching
wolf?
them to speak the
How
human
about an
language
owl?
is just like teaching children.
Can you fall down?
There is no set time to train a parrot to talk.
Did
They
that
can
hurt?
start talking after about 6 months
Can you
or
do a
1
cat?
year, or they may
How about
never
a dog?
talk at
Can you
all.
bark?
This will depend
And
on
shoot
the
the lasers?
relationship between the
Can you
owner
do
and
water?
the parrot, or the personality of the individual
And can you help me call the
bird.
dogs? Good.
Peekaboo! Glug glug. Come here, sweet. Want a treat? You just so good. Yeah. You're so pretty.
In recent years, large commercial farms have sprung up, producing more and more parrots to sell as pets. South Africa is now the world's leading exporter of parrots. The country has exported more than 1 million parrots of more than 120 species since 2020, mainly to countries in the Middle East and South Asia. Commercial parrot farms can raise thousands of parrots in cages for mass export. Common and endangered species such as gray parrots, military macaws, and yellow-crested cockatoos are also being bred and sold. However, large-scale parrot farming also raises ethical issues. Farms need to ensure good living conditions for parrots and comply with regulations on parrot conservation in the wild. Did you know that ostrich skin is currently the most valuable leather in the world, with a value of up to $5,000 a piece? Not only that, ostrich products such as meat, feathers, and eggs also bring significant economic value, contributing billions of dollars to the income of Chinese farmers. Is there any secret behind this success? To decode, let's explore the large-scale ostrich farms in this country of 1 billion people. Ostrich farming began in China in 1998 and has now become a thriving industry, with hundreds of large-scale farms across the country. The most popular ostrich breed in China is the African ostrich, because they are larger in size and lay more eggs. The most prominent is the farm in Sichuan, with an area of more than 3,000 acres, estimated to raise more than 100,000 birds per year, and is considered the ostrich capital of China. Ostriches are large birds with long legs and strong running ability, so when raising them, it is necessary to build spacious and airy cages. Ostrich cages need to be spacious, allowing ostriches to move comfortably, helping to increase the fertilization rate and prevent obesity. The cage floor needs to be clean, always clean of feces and waste. Normally, farmers will add sand, plant grass, and some trees with canopies to create shade. The fence surrounding the cage must be sturdy, ensuring the most effective confinement of ostriches. Ostriches are considered very easy to raise. Their main food is vegetables, fresh green grass, which can be combined with corn flour or nutritious food. Therefore, the cost of raising ostriches is not too high. From 10 to 12 months old, they can be sold. From hatching to 3 months old, ostriches need to be carefully cared for to increase the survival rate. People use specialized incubators for birds under 3 months old, in dry, clean, and airy conditions. After about 4 months of age or more, ostriches begin to mature, weighing about 36 kilograms, and can adapt to many different natural conditions. Female ostriches can reproduce at the age of 24 to 30 months, while male ostriches need 36 months. When they reach breeding age, they will be divided into groups of about 20 to 30 to ensure efficiency, with a ratio of 1 male to 3 females. A female ostrich lays 80 to 120 eggs per year. Some farms also apply artificial insemination to increase reproductive efficiency. The incubation period for ostrich eggs is 42 days, with the temperature adjusted to 36.8 to 42 degrees Celsius. Selling ostrich breeding flocks is also a solution that brings high income to breeders. The ostriches reach a large enough weight, they can be harvested. Ostrich meat is the main product and can be processed into many attractive dishes. An ostrich raised for 12 to 14 months can reach a weight of about 100 kilograms. After removing the skin and bones, about 50 kilograms of lean meat will be obtained. Currently, large-scale modern ostrich meat processing factories have also been built, meeting the needs of large-scale processing. Ostrich meat is popular because it is mainly grass-fed, has no pesticide residues, and sells for about $10 per kilogram. Meanwhile, ostrich eggs are considered to have a soft, delicious, nutritious texture and cost about $20 each. Ostrich leather is a special product, with a soft and tough texture, 5 times more durable than cow leather. Therefore, a piece of leather can cost from several $100s to thousands of dollars. Each ostrich can produce 1,000 grams of leather, which can be supplied to the modern automobile industry, electronics, and decoration industries. In addition, ostrich feathers are also very soft and smooth, which is a good material for making clothing accessories. Each ostrich can produce about 1.8 kilograms of feathers, which are used as raw materials for the high-end fashion industry. Ostrich eggshells are thick and hard, have a beautiful shiny color, and can be used for carving and producing handmade decorations at high prices. In addition, ostrich oil is also used as cosmetics and skincare products, anti-aging. Ostrich organs and bones also have certain medicinal value. It can be seen that any product from ostriches can generate income for breeders. With large farms, the ostrich farming industry can create jobs for thousands of local people, contributing to the development of the regional economy. Ostrich farming has created an integrated ostrich farming industry chain from incubation, breeding, slaughtering, processing, etc. Some farms also combine the construction of cultural tourism spots and product sales to attract tourists and maximize income. However, long-term ostrich farming also causes negative impacts on the local environment and ecosystem. Therefore, farmers also need to have a sustainable development plan to protect the natural environment.
In recent years, avian influenza is no longer a rare phenomenon, but is becoming a global threat with an increasingly serious spread and impact. Previously, people often thought that avian influenza only affected domestic birds and poultry. However, what is happening around the world today has proven otherwise. The H5N1 virus and its variants such as H5N6, H7N9 are continuing to mutate, spreading not only within the livestock sector but also to wild animals, livestock, pets, and even humans. So, how serious is the avian influenza epidemic? And do we really understand the danger it brings? As of June 2025, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has recorded more than 174 million poultry affected by the H5N1 flu. In the US alone, 51 states and Puerto Rico have recorded large outbreaks, leading to the destruction of millions of poultry. This is considered the largest and most damaging outbreak ever. Not only in the US, other countries are also facing similar threats. Canada, Argentina, Brazil, European countries, Asian countries, and even remote areas of South America have also reported cases of H5N1 infection in both poultry and wild animals. Notably, Brazil, the world's largest chicken exporter, has detected bird flu in commercial farms, causing a wave of import bans from many countries such as China, the European Union, Japan, etc. This has seriously affected the global supply chain. What is even more worrying is that the bird flu virus is no longer loyal to birds. The H5N1 virus has been detected in many mammals such as cats, dogs, seals, sea lions, and especially dairy cows. Experts say that when the virus has the ability to spread from birds to mammals, it means that it is gradually adapting to be able to spread to humans more easily. Specifically, since the beginning of 2024, there have been more than 70 cases of H5N1 avian influenza in humans, including at least one death. Since 2003, the World Health Organization has recorded a total of 972 cases of H5N1 infection in humans, with 470 deaths, equivalent to a mortality rate of about 48%. Although there have been no recorded cases of human-to-human transmission in the community so far, scientists believe that this possibility is entirely possible if the virus continues to mutate. Many experts have issued serious warnings. Martha Nelson, a famous virologist, commented that we are in an endless war with the avian influenza virus. The virus is gradually adapting, expanding its ability to spread, and even a small mutation can lead to a new global pandemic. The Global Virus Network has called on countries to strengthen epidemiological surveillance and be ready to act now to avoid a health disaster similar to COVID-19. The impact of bird flu is not only limited to the health aspect but also has a serious impact on the global economy. The mass culling of poultry has caused a serious decrease in the supply of eggs and chicken meat. Prices have skyrocketed in many countries, including the US and European countries. In some US states, humane livestock policies have even been suspended to ensure egg and food supplies for the people. For poultry exporting countries like Brazil, the import ban has cost billions of dollars in losses for businesses, leading to many consequences for workers and the global market. On the social side, the avian flu epidemic has shaken consumer confidence. Many people have limited their consumption of chicken, eggs and poultry products for fear of infection. Some areas with outbreaks have also recorded cases of cats and dogs being abandoned or destroyed because they were suspected of carrying the disease, causing a wave of controversy about ethics and animal rights. In that situation, countries have had to quickly deploy many measures to control the epidemic. One of the important solutions is active surveillance according to the One Health model, combining surveillance of humans, animals, and the environment. This surveillance system allows early detection of outbreaks and prevention before the virus has a chance to spread. However, not all countries have the capacity and resources to do so. In many developing countries, lack of funding and lack of specialized human resources means that surveillance data is limited, and the delay in responding to the epidemic is still very high. At the same time, developed countries are investing heavily in research and development of avian influenza vaccines. Canada has currently pre-ordered 500,000 doses of H5N1 vaccine from pharmaceutical company GSK. The European Union has signed contracts with many companies to produce and stockpile vaccines for millions of people. The United States has invested more than $70 million in developing vaccines and antiviral drugs. Several specific vaccines for poultry are also being tested and deployed in key epidemic areas. However, vaccines are not the only solution. Biosecurity measures on farms, animal quarantine, public awareness raising, and international cooperation in sharing data and technology are also key factors in controlling the epidemic. Without global cooperation, it is difficult to prevent a virus that is as fast-spreading and adaptable as H5N1. Ultimately, avian influenza is no longer a problem of the livestock or health sectors alone. It is a global problem, requiring the participation of governments, experts, businesses, and individuals in society. The lesson from the COVID-19 pandemic remains valuable: prevention is always cheaper than cure. And if we don't act now, when bird flu does break out in humans, the cost could be much more dire. You're probably familiar with modern, large-scale pig farms, where everything is controlled down to each square meter of pen space, right? But today, we're introducing a fascinating new approach: outdoor pig farming. Let's watch the video below to see how it compares to traditional indoor pig farming. What does an outdoor pig farm look like? As the pig industry faces growing challenges, environmental concerns, animal welfare, and stricter consumer demands, a quiet revolution is taking place: mobile pig farming. Unlike the cramped, antibiotic-heavy barns we're used to, this new model brings pigs back to nature, blending mobility and smart tech for a fresh leap in clean food production. For decades, industrial pig farming has dominated the global food scene. Thousands of pigs are raised in enclosed barns with strict controls on temperature, feed, and antibiotics to prevent disease and boost growth. But this model has major drawbacks. First, the environmental toll, especially methane emissions, contributes significantly to climate change. Then there's animal welfare. Pigs confined for life suffer from stress, limited movement, and higher disease risk. Lastly, consumer habits are shifting. Modern buyers, especially in big cities, now demand clean, antibiotic-free food with clear traceability and ethical standards. Facing this reality, the industry is seeking new paths built on sustainability and nature. And mobile pig farms are leading the way. One standout example is Folly Farms, a well-known outdoor pig farm in the UK. Instead of housing pigs indoors, they use mobile homes, small, movable pens. Each pig gets its own room on fields spanning dozens of hectares. This model blends outdoor farming with mobile infrastructure. Instead of fixed concrete barns, farmers use mobile shelters, often modified containers, truck beds, or modular pens on wheels, allowing rotation across fields and phases. First, they set up strong fencing to ensure safety while raising hundreds of pigs outdoors. Pigs roam freely on pasture, getting sun, air, and daily exercise. They root around, forage for worms, insects, grass, and roots, natural behaviors suppressed in confined systems. Pig waste spreads across the field, naturally enriching the soil and reducing pollution. This model not only supports the environment and animal welfare, it also produces clean, flavorful, antibiotic-free pork, which high-end markets crave. Each week, pens are moved to fresh grass using tractors, maintaining hygiene and preventing soil degradation. Pigs eat homegrown grains, vegetables, and whatever they find in the field. Notably, the entire process avoids antibiotics. Folly pork is now widely sold in Europe's premium supermarkets. Beyond clean standards, this model boosts local agricultural branding and product value. So, what are the real benefits of this unique system? It brings immense value to UK farmers, not just economically, but in animal welfare, sustainability, and meeting market demand. Free-range pork is prized for its quality. For eco-conscious consumers, it's the top choice. Farmers can sell pork at higher prices, boosting profits. Whether raised indoors or outdoors, pork remains a dietary staple, easy to cook, tasty, and rich in high-quality protein, vitamins, and essential minerals. A familiar and healthy food choice. In today's world, where food safety is a top concern, clean and quality eggs have become a major priority for shoppers. But did you know that every clean egg on the shelf has gone through a highly strict and controlled production process? Today, let's take a behind-the-scenes tour of a clean egg production facility to see how it all works. Egg production facilities are usually located far from residential areas to avoid contamination and to provide a spacious, clean environment for chickens to grow. Most operations follow a closed-loop model, meaning everything, from raising hens, collecting eggs, to processing, packaging, and distribution, is done in-house. The facility is divided into clearly separated zones: areas for baby chicks, for laying hens, egg processing zones, cold storage, packing areas, and warehouses. Each area is carefully designed to suit the specific needs of the chickens. For example, chicks require warm temperatures and special care to grow healthy, while laying hens need open, well-ventilated spaces to lay eggs consistently. On average, a hen lays 1 egg per day. So with thousands of hens, these factories can collect tens of thousands of eggs daily. After being cleaned, inspected, and sorted, the eggs are packed and transported in refrigerated trucks to distributors, supermarkets, or retailers. Because of the need for high volume and high standard production, almost every step is automated and streamlined. For example, automated feeding and watering systems with smart sensors deliver precise amounts of food and water depending on each hen's growth stage. Egg collection systems automatically guide the eggs through a chute toward the processing area right after they're laid. Egg cleaning systems use light water sprays and UV light to remove dirt, shell particles, and kill bacteria. Egg coding machines label each egg with a traceable code for origin and batch tracking. Some factories even use automated coop cleaners, like washing robots, to clean feeding areas and keep hygiene standards high. The basic process of clean egg production works like this. First, hens are fed and watered automatically. After they lay eggs, the eggs roll gently into collection trays. From there, eggs are moved to the processing zone, where they are washed, and cracked or misshapen eggs are removed. Then comes sorting, followed by packaging. Every step is part of a seamless system, supervised by staff to ensure consistent quality in every egg. So, what makes an egg standard grade and ready for market? A qualified egg must have a clean, unbroken shell around, vibrant yolk thick, jelly-like white, be stored at a temperature of 15 degrees Celsius. Once eggs pass this rigorous inspection, they're tagged with traceability labels and sent to market, safe, nutritious, and ready for consumer trust. It's not just about machines and automation, the environment also plays a huge role in producing high-quality eggs. Chicken coops must be clean and breezy to reduce stress and keep egg production consistent. Lighting should be balanced, not too bright, to match the hen's natural biological cycles. Feed must be nutritious, hygienic, and free from banned substances, with a verified origin. Today, clean eggs aren't just a staple at local markets, they're also exported internationally. These eggs aren't just a nutritious food source, they also represent high economic value, offering steady income for thousands of farms every year. Behind every clean, high-quality egg, a common sight in homes across the world, is an entire, carefully coordinated process, from raising and caring for the chickens, to inspecting and ensuring the safety and nutritional value of every egg. Clean eggs have become a symbol of quality and progress in today's modern agriculture industry. Korea, a country with mainly mountainous terrain, harsh climate, and limited agricultural land area, seems to have difficulty in developing agriculture. However, it is these unfavorable natural conditions that are the driving force for this country to grow strongly by applying high technology to agricultural production. One of the typical examples of this innovation is the air-house greenhouse model, which is creating a green revolution in modern agriculture in Korea. Unlike traditional greenhouses that are simply places to shelter from the rain and sun, airhouse is a combination of the most modern technologies, helping plants grow optimally in absolutely controlled environmental conditions. This is a combination of artificial intelligence, big data, environmental sensor systems, hydroponic aeroponic systems, and smart automation devices. Airhouse is no longer a simple greenhouse, but rather a living biological laboratory where plants are cared for with data, technology, and precise cultivation strategies down to the centimeter. Technically, the airhouse greenhouse is designed with a dense sensor system capable of measuring and monitoring almost all environmental factors, from air temperature, humidity, CO2 concentration, light intensity, to soil quality and plant growth status. All data is collected and sent to the automatic control center. Here, AI algorithms will analyze and give immediate adjustment instructions, such as turning on off the ventilation system, adjusting the misting machine, controlling the lighting system, or adding CO2 for better photosynthesis. Another highlight of the airhouse system is the smart irrigation and fertilization technology. Instead of watering the entire garden in the traditional way, each plant is identified